Motivation. This is what everyone longs for when wanting to achieve any goal. If you struggle with keeping yourself motivated, you're in the right place. Hello, welcome to Wealth and Health, where we do our best to take you closer to your goals. Transform your dreams into reality. Make sure to check my channel and let me know how I can improve to satisfy your needs. Let's talk about motivation. The dictionary says it is basically your reason for doing something, your why. I would say that most of us see motivation as that incredible force which, along with discipline, makes certain actions possible, as opposed to others. You want to be motivated, as that can make you act the way you want far more easily. There's a trick to obtain the highest level possible of motivation, reinforcing your brain. I bet you've heard of dopamine. Well, your brain is constantly triggered by this neurotransmitter called dopamine whenever it thinks you deserve to be rewarded for a certain action you've performed. That enables the feeling known as pleasure, which motivation eventually derives from. Actions turn out easier to complete if your brain expects this pleasant feeling afterward. Your goal is to preserve your brain and allow dopamine release only following actions that really benefit you. For example, if you get to drive a car and you manage to complete a flawless drive, it's fine for you to receive your neurotransmitter reward. Next time you'll be more motivated to strive to repeat a perfect drive, because if you do it, you'll be again given your dopamine prize. Be frugal with your dopamine. It's a weapon you can use to your own advantage. I'm going to give you a little advice about the best ways to avoid bad dopamine release and a few good habits to implement into your dopamine frugal lifestyle. Forget social media. One of the worst things you can do is wasting time and energy on social media, especially the scrolling type. These kinds of social networks are built in such a manner that they exploit your brain's reward system and use its features to keep you on for hours. You waste your time and end up feeling like shit because you realize you could have done something better instead, while they keep earning money thanks to those several ads you watch. The algorithm of platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube is designed in such a clever way that it hardly fails. It alternates videos it expects you to like and videos it expects you to dislike, in order to play with your dopamine level. When you enjoy a certain video, your pleasure spikes like a firework, and therefore they can manage to suggest you bad videos, because you'll surely keep searching for the next good one. That eventually brings you to a pleasure loop that ends only due to your will, and to either start again in case you formed an addiction, or, if you're self-aware enough, escape this trap by crushing that bad habit. You get to choose. Avoid music. Yeah, I know it sounds harsh and you're probably in disagreement right now, but just think about it. How much do you like music? I bet it's one of your favorite activities, so it obviously makes your dopamine increase. It's clear why everyone enjoys music so much. It detaches you from reality. Have you ever tried to put on some music when you were feeling a certain way, and eventually realized you started developing different emotions related to the song you were listening to? That's the power of music. It totally disrupts reality and distracts you from your true and present feeling. Another thing music may do is pause your internal dialogue. Music basically numbs your brain and processing complicated thoughts becomes impossible. Limiting music could therefore also improve your focus ability. Other people say they can focus better while listening to music, but I don't think you need any sound to concentrate. You're fine just as you are. Work. A good objective to keep in mind is making your work feel pleasant. That can help you complete many more tasks as your motivation increases. This is not very hard. You don't need to act in any way in the physical world. Forget sweet treats in every pause, or even feeling like you deserve to buy something fancy in order to repay yourself for your depleted energy. Instead, you should frequently remind yourself that your hard work will eventually be compensated, and keep focused to actually get to your destination. Knowing your work will eventually lead you somewhere is by itself a very good source of motivation. Learn and educate yourself. The best and arguably pleasant thing you can do to get your dopamine from is learning. We live in a world where the most precious good, other than time, is knowledge. If you acquire the right information and you constantly keep yourself learning, you will be unstoppable. Examples for sources of knowledge may be podcasts, documentaries, courses, but especially non-fiction books and audiobooks. If you stop learning when school is over, you're doing it all wrong. After school is over, that's when the real learning should take place. What you learn in school is arguably the worst kind of knowledge you should be using your energy and time to master. Don't eat food you like. I know, we all love to eat our favorite food whenever we get the chance. But is it really okay? It's certainly better if you prefer healthy food compared to junk food, but either way, Eating food you genuinely like gives you huge pleasure. Of course, then dopamine levels spike, and it becomes really natural for you to long excessively for the next time you will get your hands on that particular meal. By living in this constant craving for a future meal, you miss other things that happen in the meantime. For example, you won't enjoy as much as you should a plate of warm pasta if all you are thinking about is that pepperoni pizza you ate last night for dinner, and when you're gonna be having the next one. The best thing you should do is either have as your favorite meal something you could potentially eat every day, or constantly vary among a broad range of different foods, which is also a fun thing because you get to experience new tastes every time. Sweet villain. One of your worst enemies in terms of motivation is sugar. You could probably classify it as poison for your mind and body, destroying your dreams and corrupting your capabilities of success. Scientists have compared sugar's effects on the brain to that of drugs. It turns out that the first is not as different as you would think from addicting opiates. When compared to cocaine, research has shown that, while of course the intensity is not as high, the effects on the dopamine reward system when consuming sugar remain strong and constant. On the other hand, cocaine and other drugs work differently. After constant consumption, the body sort of gets used to the pleasure brought by the drugs, and to obtain the same high, doses need to be increased. Pleasure brought by sugar is instead constantly high, as if the body can't get used to it. Sugar also causes addiction, therefore it's very hard to break the bad habit. Nowadays, sugar is added in disgusting quantities to every processed food you buy. Did you ever ask yourself why is that? Of course they know it's addictive, so it will get you to buy more of their products. You need a powerful mindset to avoid the craving. Ingest more, and you will desire more. Work out. Exercising is a wonderful activity to do. It improves your health, concentration, confidence, and resilience. I bet you didn't know that. Surprisingly, it also has its effect on the reward system, too. It increases your dopamine and pleases your brain. This pleasure is not negative though, as it's extremely advantageous to be motivated for gym time. Working out is definitely a habit you should be looking forward to implementing in your life. Especially for males, I highly recommend building muscle because, while it's objectively going to raise your attractiveness, it can also incredibly boost your self-confidence. Meditate. Another activity that will help you with your motivation is meditating. It can help you get hold of your brain, and it will make your mind clear, improving your decision-making and thinking capacity overall. As little as 10 minutes a day of meditation can literally transform you and make you way more conscious. One of the best improvements you will obtain is in self-awareness. You will understand more deeply how and why you act in certain ways instead of others. If you are as self-aware as possible, I can promise you can always be happy, regardless of the situation and the environment you find yourself in. Perception makes emotions, not events. Change your viewpoint, and you can find greatness even in the tiniest drop of water. We've come to an end for this video. Thank you for sticking till the end. I hope the content has been useful, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want more self-improvement advice, check out my channel and consider subscribing. Many useful videos are coming your way. With that being said, goodbye.